Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Well, the birds are waking up early today because I just heard them wake up. Excuse me. If we come over to our charts, we've got the E-mini had a pretty good run overnight. And I believe that this is due to news that Prime Minister May has acquired or secured rather a additional guarantees, legal guarantees that make the Brexit deal a deal Brexit much more likely. So good stuff. Market's very happy. Treasuries down significantly, although they have retraced quite a bit of it. And we've got news. We've got news coming up. So, yeah. Keep your seatbelts buckled up, guys. Let's go grab the links. Tory MPs emerging from Prime Minister meeting in more positive mood despite negative legal advice. One says there's a fear of chaos if the deal voted down. Oh yeah. I think that if they voted that down, that would be a real mess. Let's just call it a real mess. Well, a couple of people complaining about the overnight volatility, and this is why I don't keep positions open overnight. Bum, bum, bum. And there's that one. All right. That's good. That's good. All right. I need, what am I looking for? Oh, yes, that's right. We need the jigsaw. Jigsaw. Journalytics. Day overview. Got it. Okay. Do we have to worry about Lael Brainerd's speech? Anything related to Brexit, I would be keeping an eye on for sure. For sure. Let's split out Twitter here. See if I can get this to work better this time. ERG latest split. Softer MPs saying things are so bleak after Attorney General advice that they may vote for the deal because it's clear any deal is dead if they vote it down, and Brexit will be delayed for an election or second referendum. Harder ones saying Attorney General advice means they can't vote for it. I wonder what the advice that the Attorney General gave them was. But that might explain why we are down. or rather why treasuries are trading up a little bit. Nothing too significant yet, though. Huh? 5-minute warning. Core inflation, month over month. Is there a way to split this out? Oh, that's cool. Trading economics calendar. I wonder if that's how they do it. Anyways. So I'm just reading through, my Discord stuff. This has nothing to do with trading, but I talked to some guys that are into fighting games, and they had a little they have a little event every Monday down in Provo. And he said, okay, the Provo scene today had 2 people sign up for Soul Calibur, and 2 people sign up for Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and 12 people sign up for Pokken Tournament. What? I didn't know that people still played that game. Yes, it's because Soul Calibur has boobs. That's probably why the guys down in Provo aren't as into it. Well, that kind of changes the calculation for me because I was thinking, hey, these inflation numbers might come out and show inflation in line with the 0.4% increase in personal income from February. Numbers from last Friday. But if there's all this Brexit volatility, could completely outweigh that. So I'm thinking, I want to have in here, something like that. But well, we'll see what the market does when they pull, but that might not. If we get one, we probably shouldn't try and let it run. We should probably take what we can get because there's some crazy stuff going on over there. We might see this going higher. There's been buying since 6 a.m. Yeah. Totally get you. Don't need that. Oh, I don't need that. Ooh, new private message. What's that? I'll have to respond to them a little bit later. So I get tweet deck and reset. Okay, I think I should be able to see the numbers come in well. And what is the expectation? This Brexit shit is annoying. It's been what, 3 fucking years now? Well, no, it's been 2 years. But yes, it's been a long time, hasn't it? And the fact that they're still even questioning whether or not there will be a Brexit is incredibly just mind-blowing to me. Okay, so we're looking for CPI to be 0.2% and core CPI 0.2% as well. 1 minute warning. Okay, they are pulling. Oh, are they pulling? U.S. issues warning about Italy being made great again through China's RBI. BRI. Zero hedge. Good grief. I tell you what, I would like to meet the guy that tweets for Zero Hedge because he's fucking hilarious sometimes. And I think he's dead wrong about things, but he still seems like an interesting guy that would be worth talking to. Okay, it's getting a little bit of volatility here. Okay. There's the move. We got actual spot 2. And core inflation was spot 1 versus an estimated spot 2%. Okay. So, inflation. Okay. So we could maybe take it long here if it comes back. Since people want to be hedging themselves against the CPI 1.5% versus expected 1.6. I hate when they don't. They all kind of show the number differently. I want to see the month over month number. I don't care about the other number. Month over month number was CPI, spot 2%, core CPI, which is, X inflation, spot 1 versus a spot 2%. So we did not have as much inflation as expected, and spot 1 is very low, even though we had personal income increase. I mean, I guess that is a good thing overall for people, but obviously Treasuries not moving. That could mean there might be more demand out there for goods because people are making more money and the price of goods aren't going up. That's the consumer price index. I guess we really got to see the PPI to see if the producers are getting squeezed. Well, it came back down like that pretty fast, didn't it? May told the meeting, no one wants a general election and one big applause. Tori Grandi tells me meeting with Prime Minister went better than expected. CPI, the index for prescription drugs, fell 1%, and the index for hospital services decreased 0.7%. Oh, so there might actually be more inflation in this than appears because... Yeah, that's interesting. The E-mini is making a good recovery here. I'm a little concerned about just holding this, but let's see. So far, I think that the E-mini likes that likes whatever's going on. They must like the whole Brexit thing. The index for used cars and trucks fell 0.7%, and the index for new vehicles declined 0.2%. Government Chief Whip Julian Smith emerges unsmiling from May's meeting with Tory MPs. Is he going to win tonight? It's going to be an interesting day. Yeah, understatement of the year. Thank you. Jason Groves. Okay, we got a tick out of it. Oh, some of my charts are a little messed up. My 5-year chart is my 30-year chart rather is pretty jacked up. Okay. Interesting that the 30-year looks much more bearish than the others. Okay. Reasonable uptick at 19.5. They might go up for the high. Should be careful because this could come back really quickly on us, I think. Interesting, the MPs I bump into keep saying this is now a political decision for the ERG and DUP. One said they think Prime Minister will narrowly lose tonight, but win a third time once votes on no deal and extension have allowed MPs to make their voices heard. From Kate McCann. Cox, legal risk remains unchanged. Okay, so I think what's happening here is Prime Minister May secured another deal with additional legal guarantees, and after discussion with the Attorney General, the MPs that are concerned about the backstop believe that those additional legal guarantees are still not enough. I do not understand that the particulars of that particular situation well enough to understand why would they why wouldn't it be enough? Okay. Well, they kind of kissed the high there. 7 went into it. I think there's a good chance of more, but I'm not seeing like strong targets above us per se, except for this big old fatty at 145.24 in the 30-year. How we doing? Now I can see that my restream chat is not picking up on all of the comments again. I'm sorry. They need to justify the will of the vote like any good EU nation would, hold a second referendum, get the result they want, and get past it, lol. I mean... I kind of wonder if this backstop thing is kind of like designed to keep them in anyways. You know what I mean? Like they go through and they go through with it, and then the backstop is still there, and then it gets triggered or whatever the deal is, and real Brexit doesn't happen. Well, I think that I should pull that. Okay. So 21.5 went bid there that time now. They did not trade into 22. ZB has not traded through 24 yet. They did pull quite a bit though. There was 1,400 on it, 496 traded, and now there's only 300, so about 600 pulled. There appears to be room, plenty of room to go higher. We maybe 23.5 might be a good spot. We shall see. Should be careful because sometimes they'll like go through and then flip. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I'm getting an alert about oh yes, Fed's Baynard is going to be speaking in 5 minutes. Okay. Maybe could have held it, but was making me nervous, guys. Mostly because the 5-year is way overextended. I suppose just based on like the range of today, they could get up to 29 perhaps in the 5-year. But when you get that many ticks up, it's really hard. There you go. And look at the bids underneath of us now. All pretty thick. So now I'm thinking if we get it down tick, it's pretty unlikely that they would go through that. Okay, there is an iceberg at 22.5. Okay, so if I had held, I would definitely be taking the 8 at 22.5. That right there, I would have to take. I don't know if there's more, but that just means I've got to like keep my hands off of it now. Okay, so they tick down a little bit pulled at 21.5, but not too much. Tell you what though, my entry on that trade was fucking awesome. I'm quite happy with myself right now. Catching that 18.5. Well, E-Mani still looks happy. Bum, 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 ba-dum. UK Attorney General Cox, my view is that joint instrument represents materially new legal obligations. Okay. DUP set to vote against Dill, but will listen closely to Attorney General's statement. Okay, so he must be on TV right now. Okay, we got Fed's Baynard coming up here. It's probably a good idea for me to have been out anyways. Alligators still in, but not sure. Could see pullback to the 21 pivot. Not sure if this is one of those blah, 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 blah. If they'll release like his speech all at once, or if there's going to be a question and answer session. I don't know that. Okay. Interesting. So there appeared that maybe there was going to be an iceberg at 22.5, but there wasn't. When it ticked up, there was immediately 1672 that sold back into it, but then they bought it back up again, and now 271 into 23. And again, it was at 23.5 was a significant pivot from before. So it kind of seems to me like they want to get that 23.5 at least, if not the big order up at 24 now. And there's a big order at 31 that's starting to become more clear in the DOM and the 30 year. I'm wondering if I zoom out here, do I see anything? No. Well, there is something up here at way up there in the 5 year at 005 that disappeared. That's interesting. Well, that's interesting. UK Attorney General Cox says it is not so, that there is nothing new in this agreement. Well, of course, there's new things in the agreement. Why wouldn't there? Okay. UK Attorney General Cox says that there is no ultimate unilateral way out of this agreement. I see. Germany's Merkel, I think that the EU 27 have made clear far reaching proposals to Britain on Brexit. No comments on monetary policy from the Fed's Baynard in his statement. They are soaking it up at 23. I wonder if this isn't a entirely clear trend day to me yet, but I think that it's enough of a trend that you could take it at 23. Or frankly, we could do this. Sure. Like that. Well, I didn't like the way that was toying with that price, so I'm gonna wait. Some Tory MPs always talking about meaningful vote 3 if a primary if Prime Minister can get the defeat down to 50. Block by at 24. And it did not stay bid. He's quite insistent though, isn't he? And look at how much is sitting there at 23. I guess the other thing that makes me a little bit nervous and more cautious than normal about this thing is that there's Brexit going on, and I think that the overall. Oh, look at that. Glad I got it on that one. I think that the overall thing means that you could see moves that look like strong trends, and then the news flips around and it turns it around. And I think that supply and demand in treasuries, because of people seeking safety from Britain or being happy about a Brexit deal, and I don't know which way it's going to go, you could see strong moves both directions. And so, especially in this spot where we've seen quite a bit trade, seen some icebergs and a little bit of fishy business and everything, I think that maybe it's better for me to just stay put. I bet you there's some really good opportunity here, but I'm just not. I don't think I'm well informed enough to really know what's going to happen. DJ UK's DUP to vote against May's Brexit deal. Yes, unexpected strength could be over, though. Short end has reached resistance and R1. Yes, I agree. And that was crazy moving the bonds in the 30-year in particular as well. Look at the spread is crazy town. So move like that in the knob spread with steepening really sustainable. Okay, they traded through 10,000 at 23. I don't know if this trend is intact, then you would want to be buying it at 23, but I'm a little too nervous to be buying it there. I suppose we could see 26 and maybe even 30 half. That was where we were on Friday. They got those very disappointing job numbers. Cabinet source says much will rest on how colleagues respond to Cox in the HOC. If they look at package in the round, they can and should support it. This whole thing is kind of interesting. The Attorney General, I don't think that an Attorney General has ever held so much power as in this moment, because him and his concerns could completely kill this Brexit deal. That alone could have, because he could have said, well, you know, I don't know, if he really wanted it to pass, he could have said something different. And I don't know if he's inserting too much of his opinion in there or not, but man, that's a lot resting on what the Attorney General says about something. That's a lot at 7 now. There's been a lot of big icebergs here at this, lots of bubbles at this level. Seems that most of the time after such a run, there's a continuation, but slower. Need to investigate that. What is next here? Vince Baynard at 6:55. We get the Red Book. Oh, that just happened. Okay. Not typically a news event that we pay too much attention to, though. Germany's Merkel says applying pressure is not the right way to convince Britain on Brexit proposals. I should add them into this list. Because they have provided many important things. They've made many good comments, and I think they deserve to be there. Okay. Brexit. UK Attorney General Cox says there is a clear pathway to termination of the backstop. Okay. Well, I tell you what, because the E-mini was going to have futures, I was thinking maybe I would take a trade in the E-mini today. But as it stands right now, I'm not sure I could take a trade in any instrument. Germany's Merkel says on Huawei, I don't know how you say that. We are talking to our partners about security, including the United States. I think that the story on that one was that the United States said that if they don't ditch them, that they will end intelligence sharing. So I'm super surprised that Germany is coming out with as tepid of a message as that. Also from First Squawk, Argentina supports candidate of Venezuelan opposition leader Guaido to represent Venezuela at Inter-American Development Bank, says Economy Ministry spokesman. Cool. I mean, when I look at the chart in the E-mini, that looks a little toppy to me. There we go. Please, RT. Well, it's been here at 23 for a long time, and they haven't really attacked 22.5 all that strongly. In fact, when you look at the cumulative delta in the 5-year, there's just been a lot of a little bit back and forth here. See, there's a bunch of selling, and then they bought it up, and now it's maybe they're going to make a new high in cumulative delta even. Yeah. That's super time for profit taking, yeah. Well, that was another 4 ticks in it beyond what I took. Should have been more patient, I guess. By the way, how's our extended hours been doing? Not a ton of conversation in there, but they are there. Somebody in the equity saying maybe we have a repeat of yesterday's open? Perhaps, but yesterday's open was pretty crazy. We had like a big flurry of news there, and now it's gotten really quiet. They did make 23 half go bid again. It's thick on both sides. So there is a 10-year note auction today? Is there? No, there's not. There's a German auction, perhaps. Oh, no, wait. No, you're right. There is US 10-year bond auction today. I totally forgot about that. Well, that is another thing that could potentially push us up. That might also be a good explanation for why there is so much interest in this spot. I kind of feel like I got my move and I should just be happy with that. But we'll see. Yeah, how did I miss? How did I miss that? It's not normal. Well, it is the 12th, huh? I guess I don't know. It's often after the CPI data. When you have the auctions right next to the CPI data, it makes it really, yeah. Hillary Ben Skewers, Jeffrey Cox, by forcing him to confirm that the European Court of Justice would play the lead role in interpreting law in context where UK takes the European Union to arbitration to get out of the backstop. This will stiffen the resolve of ERG Brexiters to vote against the Prime Minister's deal. ERG Star Chamber head honcho Bill Cash rejects Cox advice, told the DUP also about to say no. This is like super crazy to me that May worked so hard, went back time and time again. They said, no, that's the final deal. She pushed and pushed, and she was able to get something. And this still does not pass. That would really be something else. Pro-Brexit Tories say they cannot support May's deal on Tuesday. It does not. I mean, I'm not counting heads here or anything, but just based off of the squawks, it's sounding like this isn't going to pass. Is that incorrect? ERG lawyers bang in another nail. The advice does not meet. Hold on, there's too much stuff going on here. The advice does not meet the tests that the government set itself. ERG will not be endorsing the deal. So if the Tories aren't endorsing it and the ERG aren't endorsing it, how does that pass? Pro-Brexit conservatives say, in the light of our own legal analysis and others, we do not recommend accepting the government's motion today. Wow. Wow. This is like falling apart in front of our eyes. Now Live Squawk picking it up as well. So, the thing that's funny about this, not funny, but I'm just laughing in my head here because when I woke up this morning and I read this story on CNBC, they were saying, like, this is your last chance, UK. Like, we gave you an extra chance, and you know, we negotiated some more legal stuff, and if you don't go through with it this time, then, you know. And now they're coming through, and that was not enough. And so they will likely not get a deal now. It doesn't sound like this is going to pass. So now the Prime Minister is probably going to have to go back to negotiate again. But will they even let her do that? Like, are they going to kick her out at this point? And like they were saying earlier, if this doesn't pass, could be chaos. Yeah, I think that there could be chaos. Irish DUP lawmaker Dodd says the backstop is the bottom line. Fact is, Northern Ireland and the UK could be trapped. So what? We're going to have a no-deal Brexit? Or are they going to do another referendum? I'm a little concerned for them because I think that it kind of feels like that they're going to try for a second referendum and there might be enough support for it. Labor definitely would vote for it, right? Well, Treasuries have sat here pat, and the equities have fallen quite a bit off of their high. One step off of their high, let's say. And I guess this is a time period where things are usually pretty quiet, so I think we can just kind of relax. Let's see. They're saying anything about this on Reddit. US politics are getting kind of interesting too. Did you notice something changed this week? Did you notice this change? So like there was the whole Israel thing, right? They made was it Ilhan Omar said some things that many people viewed as anti-Semitic, and they demanded that the Democrats issue a statement condemning anti-Semitism. They did make a statement, but it was like super watered down, and they didn't, condemn the specific statements that Ilhan Omar made. And then that was the end of it. Really, I haven't heard anything about that story since that happened. Okay. But it feels to me like something changed in people's psyche at this point, because there was the outrage machine, and the normal thing that you're supposed to do is apologize and say, oh, I didn't mean to offend you and I didn't mean it like that. And she didn't do that. And everybody just kind of turned around. Okay. That's a little different. And then yesterday, they're getting all over Tucker Carlson, and he gave a pretty fiery speech on his program, condemning the outrage mob, is what he said. It seems to me like something has changed. And it's like that tactic doesn't work anymore all of a sudden. Interesting change, I think. Could change. If it holds, we'll see. We'll see. Alligator won't occur today in Europe. Deals are settled at the last minute or after political circus. Plus, I'm not sure the UK really wants a deal. Could only see a guilt EU for a no deal. Lucas, when we do it, it's not a big deal, right? But I mean, the thing is it seems to me like people aren't reacting anymore. It was like that last little thing, because honestly, with anti-Semitism and the degree of what she said and everything like that, you really had the perfect example for the Republicans to go after the Democrats on it. They did not do so. The Donald Trump conservatives did so, but the GOP in general said, we're not going to touch it. We're going to stay back. Anyways, they had the perfect opportunity, and it's like nobody cares. So it's like all of the sudden it's finally lost its power. Because then when they tried doing it against conservatives again, I don't think anybody cares. Like, the news is trying to push it, but like, go and read the comment threads on Reddit. They're like, their heart isn't in it anymore. Tesla Model S accelerates right into river in China. Vehicle was out of control. Oh, okay. I've got a warning about what do we got at 7:15? I don't know why it was making that sound. Must have just been a piece of news coming through on there. Yeah. Well, we've been sitting here now with 23 half bid for a long time as well. Adrian, I'm pretty ignorant about this. What would a no deal imply for bonds and US Treasuries? Well, that's the thing, is I don't think that the impact is immediately clear. So far, in my observation, when things are not looking so good for Brexit, US bonds move up. It seems to me that investors are fleeing the volatility in the UK and Europe and buying US treasuries. And whenever I hear bad Brexit news, it seems like treasuries are going up. In the equities, the reaction is a little bit less clear. In equities, things that are bad for Brexit appear to be bad for equities, but there is still some investor demand coming over for US equities. So you get a little bit more of a mixed bag in the equities, I think. But that's just my observation. So I don't want to take that as like the rule or anything like that. This kind of news, it's like really unclear what's going to happen. But because so many people have big positions on it, when it does happen after the fact, it seems really clear what the effect is. But it's super hard for us to predict with real certainty. Kind of tempted to buy it here in the E-mini. All that buying at 23 and 23 half and might be buyers positioning themselves for today's auction. I agree. I mean, we've been here for such a long time. It does kind of look to me like somebody has an interest rate hold on it at 24. See, I'm thinking in equities. I should turn on the order column at least. Okay. Okay. It looks to me like this is a pretty low spot, but it's so slow. Not so sure. UK Attorney General Cox says negotiations are at an end. This is the moment of decision. Is that actually going to change anybody's mind, though? Would reduce growth expectations bund, slight risk off, maybe more impact on OAT. Probably nothing for US Treasuries. That he's responding to Adrian's question from earlier. Okay. I think I'm going to try it. I don't think that I'm going to get filled anyways. So then the stop is there and the profit is there. Yeah. Okay. Every time that I look over here in Treasuries and I think, well, maybe they're actually going to push into this liquidity here at 22 half, and then it flips around and it ticks back up. "363 MPs are set to vote against Theresa May's deal." So what that mean it's dead? How many are there? There are 650 constituencies. So 325 is a majority, and they have more than a majority. Didn't Brexit itself cause a fleet of safety? Brexit on economy is fucked for a while. Brexit off elected representatives are incompetent. Sounds like a lose-lose. Yeah. I see some buying at 93, but they're not holding a bid there. I need to be able to see how long I've been in this. Okay. The DUP says it cannot support Prime Minister Theresa May's revised Brexit deal in tonight's Commons vote. I feel bad for people in the UK. Not because I feel like that one way or the other is the right decision and that they're not making the right decision, but just because there is so much volatility over something of this nature. It should be like, okay, they voted to get out. They should, be able to make a deal that everybody's happy with to make it happen in a proper and orderly fashion. And there's so much antagonism over it, and that's not happening, you know? And they have to go through, the people have to go through with all of that turmoil, and the business has to deal with all of this. It's just not a happy thing, you know? At least political turmoil in the U.S. is accompanied by a 10-year record-setting bull market. Right. I think the market tends to like when there's um, political stalemate because it means that the status quo stays. And they know what to expect and they know how to make money on that. So they just go for it, you know? That was my collarbone. That should not be able to pop that loud. Oh man, Russell Westbrook had an altercation with Jazz fans last night at the Thunder Jazz game. I heard that the Jazz got pummeled. Russell Westbrook is a butthole. Thick Sporting Goods falling in the pre-market after issuing disappointing revenue guidance. Not surprised about that one. I don't think that Procter and Gamble will get hurt. Nike, it's a little bit unsure because of their market and everything. But Dick's Sporting Goods, they done goofed. That was a dumb decision. Wow. Brexiter tells me defeat by over 100 is on the cards. Here's why. Attorney General says backstop could trap us still. ERG says it cannot support, and the DUP's DODs imply they won't back it. And Futures Trader 71 tweeting about the E-mini micros coming again. Well, I saw a little bit of a buy there, and I think we caught a little bit of something. And now it's back to my price in the E-mini, and maybe even they go back down and take me out. I don't know. 2 minutes until they open, though. And I think that we might see a little bit of buying on the open, but let's see what happens. The economy is going well everywhere, at or above structural growth, except in Club Med, mainly Italy and France. Slow down everywhere, though, so fear of top of cycle. Yeah. Okay. British Civil Aviation Authority says to ban Boeing 737 MAX commercial flights from the UK airspace as a precautionary measure. Against what? What the fuck? Banning 737? Okay, so now they're making a new high there. Okay. New high there, but not to my target. but the first impulse was up. Come on, you can do it, guys. Okay. It's not exactly a very clear open, and there was not exactly as much volume as there has been in the past little while either. So this is interesting. I think that there's more in here. I want to stick to my profit and target. Oh, they come in so close. Come on. This is why I hate trading the E-mini. Good fucking grief. Do it. Lots of back and forth here at 27.93.75. Come on. 118. Got it touched, but it didn't fill. And treasuries are at their highs again. Treasury's gonna move higher? Oh, this is making me feel nervous. Well, they're still showing some support here, but they're taking some hits for sure. And not getting above 94.25, I think, was a bad thing. But they might have another. I don't know. It's hard for me. I don't know the E-mini that well, so we just stick to it and see what happens. It's curious though that treasuries are all of a sudden pushing those highs again and pushing for a new high. There they went. Well, there you go. There you have it, folks. If I had taken it where I kind of had wanted to take it originally, I might have gotten my target, huh? If I do that and I do that, then it shows me, yep, I could go. There just seems to be a lot more selling than buying. Nope, I'm wrong on that one too. Maybe that range is just too narrow. I don't know. Yeah, where's Ace when you need him? Probably not trading it for a particular reason. This range is a little tight. See, that one stopped me out and then it did go down and take it. So I just had a bad spot. Or too tight of risk, rather. Oh, it has the trailing stop. I forgot about that. Stop. Yep. So let's see if I can catch. I think it's that right there. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Ouch. So that is some strong trend there coming into the mini just out of nowhere for sure. But treasuries are still holding. Okay, I wonder if they go into the 23 half, then I might want to do something in there. Well, I think I definitely saw something that time because my order at 27.96.50 is not filling. Okay, now it filled. Let's see, they're having a hard time getting through my price there too. Just Adrian is still long bonds, huh? Okay. See, it's this thing right here. I'm not sure about. Well, there is a iceberg there. Look at that. Guys. Okay. Oops. So they did hit into 23.5. They gonna hit into 23? Because I could see 22. Conservative lawmaker Charles Walker demands Prime Minister calls a general election if she loses the vote on Tuesday. Hmm. This is interesting. It's so thick here in the treasuries. I don't know if they can get out of that range. I think it might just sit there. Dope. Well, I think I saw something that time. No, awful, awful. Hmm. Block sell, huh? At 23 half. It stays offer. That bid's not falling away. Hmm. Well, I kind of thought that I would be able to see spots in the E-mini, but that does not appear to be the case. Haha. Tape keeps lying to me. Like, you can get it wrong that many times in a row. You're doing something fucking wrong. Yeah, it's a wild horse. Part of it is that I'm trying to only give it like 4 ticks, which is not very much. Okay. God damn. It scares me. Don't even bring it up. Okay, it's not like I'm not seeing anything, but the ones that I am seeing that are good are running away from me. Was there some news there? Hmm. MPs in the Tory Remainers WhatsApp group think ERG set to abstain. Norwegian grounds all 737 MAX aircraft. What is this? Oh, oh, I see. Because of the crash in Ethiopia. I guess they've decided that that plane might not be safe. Well, the 10-year looks pretty bracketed. The 5-year does have a bit of a bid below it. And I guess the trend is up and we're still up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another move and maybe they get 24.5, but that's it, you know? That sort of a thing. Hmm. See, as soon as you see it, it just goes away from you. Interesting. ZB is going to churn up here until the 10-year auction, and it's going to piss me off. I'm honestly at this point not entirely sure if Treasuries can get out of this area. It's always a little confusing when it gets this thick. I mean, we had a pretty strong move here, and we've been stuck in this spot for a long time, and there was a really big move up in cumulative delta that came back. So it's like, I'm not sure if they can beat either side. See, that right there is like, if they fill me, it's going to go through me, and if they don't, then sure. DGB. I don't care. Sounds like a stock. Yawn. Norwegian Air confirms it will ground its Boeing 737 MAX 8 fleet. Digibyte? Oh, it's a cryptocurrency. So you're trying to pump a cryptocurrency? Is that what the deal is? Because I don't appreciate people coming in and just blabbing like nonsense about random bullshit instruments that we don't trade. I'd watch it, buddy. Only 3 contracts, so nothing spectacular, but I'd like to get more. I just have a very pessimistic feeling that ZB ain't gonna do shit for the rest of the day. Yeah. Well, I agree with that. That's why on my serious account here, obviously I'm thinking around with the E-mini, thinking that I can get something out of the middle of this range, and it's not working very well at all, is it? I'm sure that even here now, if I took a short, I'll take a short. I will prove it to you. Okay, I'm gonna take a short, and if I get filled, they're gonna go to the high of the day. Okay, I got filled. They're gonna go to the high of the day now. It's just sitting there. Guys. But when we were up here in Treasuries, right? I was like, okay, something definitely happened there, and they're going to come back and they're going to have a pullback, you know. But then they come back to 23.5, and it's so thick on both sides. I just can't. It's really hard for me to say that it's going to break either side of this. I think that if you had to force me to take a position, I would probably rather be short, Because there's only 8 on that side and there's 2 8s over on this side. Watch, there goes. Oop, I should put it at the new high. Okay, put it at the new high. So now there's some absorption at my price. So I bet you that if I flipped around and took it long, then it would go short on me. And like everyone else, I absolutely despise being stuck in an unproductive trade for 4 hours. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like that if you're in a trade for longer than 30 minutes, that it was probably, at least order flow wise, if you're trading order flow and you've been in a trade for 30 minutes, you are wrong. There wasn't anything there and you got lucky, and you should just, be grateful that you were able to take it off at break even. Don't want that to move. Thank you. It's like trading Forex. I mean, if you're swing trading, that's a totally different thing, right? If you're swing trading, I think that you take the E-mini short here, to be honest. I think you take the E-mini short and see it try to get to 2760, because that was a pretty strong up move yesterday on I don't know what, like, I'm not so sure that up move yesterday was really justified, Great Britain nicer monthly GDP tracker in 1 minute. 30 minutes is my threshold for order flow trades too. Yeah, okay. Even when you don't trade it, everything you do is wrong. Buy it goes against me, sell it goes against me, don't trade. Oh, look, I should have bought it. Pretty much that. What Forex is like. Well, I feel like Forex is a crapshoot. Like honestly, the patterns are really bizarre and random. You can't really see what's going on, I think that the E-mini is a little bit more, I mean, the E-mini likes to go for stops, for sure, right? So that's another thing, is I feel like if you catch a spot in E-minis, it's pretty likely to come against you at some point. Well, this one would have worked for 4 and 8. They're still pushing. I think that you move it to break even at least. I don't know why that doesn't work sometimes. Forex is essentially just a network of people with trading accounts who feed each other liquidity, and they're all taking the opposite sides of your trades. Yeah. I had a friend that he would trade Forex, and he actually at one time caught a really good trade in Forex. And then he started having trouble, I think, and he just cashed out. I think that that's the smart thing, because really it is what you're saying. It's like it's a bunch of banks trading with each other, and you're just trying to catch something out of it, if you went in and got a good, well, let me give you another illustration. If you're like in Vegas, okay, and you go, okay, I'm not going to gamble, but maybe I'll put $1 into the slot machines, okay? Dude, I don't fucking care about your cryptocurrency. No offense. But the reason why is because I don't want my stream to turn into some place that people come to pump up coins and try and manipulate markets. That's like not okay. We focus on a couple of things. So like if Bitcoin is making a move, that would be cool. Bitcoin did move up a little bit today. That's great. But like your shitcoin, I don't care. Unless you're pumping garlic coin, then that would be great. But we're not here for you to advertise, try and gather interest in your shitcoin. So if you tweet about it again, I'm gonna ban you. If you have something to say about equities or treasuries, we'd love to hear it though. Or Bitcoin itself, or the cryptocurrency space in general. Well, like frankly, if it's not Bitcoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin, well, let's say if it's not like in the top 10, where is this one? Let's look it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So close, it's so close. Come on. Oops. Okay, it's 36. It's 36. So I guess maybe shitcoin is a little harsh, but like if it's not in the top 10, I'm not sure that it's really worth talking about. Man, it came so close to filling there and they did not do it. And bounced right off that VWAP, in fact. So I think I should just take it off here and consider myself that I got one and we're good. I'm gonna take an HELOC on my home so I can buy worthless cryptos, right? You're really ignorant? Well, look, I am ignorant because I've never heard of the coin before. that was not even in top 100, I don't think, in the past. It would like a year ago, was it? But that's the point, is like we're focused on certain things, right? So I do trade cryptocurrencies, but I'm kind of trading more the cryptocurrency market in general. We're more like macro oriented, right? So when people come in, yeah, I'm perfectly fine being ignorant about crypto. So when you go out to most Discords and streamers and things like that, they'll be out there like, oh my gosh, stock X is moving up. Cryptocurrency X is going down. Buy, sell up. I don't have time for that bullshit. Because what that really is, that's not like a bunch of traders learning to trade and talking about markets and how markets work. That's just people trying to pump and dump shit to each other. You know what I mean? And that's why our Discord is so great, because we have products. We're trading macro stuff. So I can go to a channel. People are only talking about treasuries. People are only talking about equities. And I trade a little bit of both. We have people, only Bitcoin, or the Bitcoin futures in particular, and it's not a place for people to try and scam each other. And that's why it's good. And so when somebody comes in and wants to try and, talk about some random cryptocurrency that's moving up, I have to put my foot on the gas pedal there and say, you know what? That's not what we're about. We're about making random trades in the E-mini and losing every time. That's what we're about. My problem is with spamming. Yeah, it's just like, honestly, I feel like that so many of the chats encourage the emotional FOMO bullshit, And my experience in trading has been that anytime you make a decision based off of that, you get fucked. Soon we'll be top 10. I don't think that crypto is bottomed out yet. I think you're wrong. I will show you why I think you're wrong. We don't need that. We don't need that. I don't know if I'm going to take another E-mini trade today. I wish that it would show me my true profit. There we go. Take out all of the E-mini experiments. We're going to need to work a little bit. So here's the question for you guys, is with the E-mini trades, clearly there was some that were good and some that were not. Where there's got to be a way for me to narrow it down, because I took way too many, right? Trying to figure out where it was. I've got to figure out when are the right times to do it. Like, should I have only just taken the one, and then when it didn't completely go, I should have taken the +4 and been okay with it, Anyways, okay. I'm going to generate the charts so I can show you. I'm just going to move this over here so it's not covering up everything. Okay, so here's my chart of cryptocurrency valuation. It's been extremely effective. If you go to my Patreon page, I post this chart every day. All right? I've made money off of this. About $1,000 I made off of this with zero investment. It was all from mining. Made some good money. Helped me catch the Verge pump. Helped me catch the some moves in cryptocurrency. I got a little bit of this. Like, I caught a little bit of this. And then, I was able to avoid all of this. And I caught a little bit of that. Anyways. Why not go long 23.5? I don't know. It's 8:10. It's too close. Like, it hasn't moved in the past hour. I think that what this might do is it might move on the London close. Might come back a little bit, though, if it does that. I don't know. Anyways, when I look at this chart and I see 50 here, that says to me that Bitcoin is undervalued compared to the amount of transactions happening in the blockchain. That means that, like, too many people have sold, and there's actually more people out there that could potentially buy than there are people that are going to potentially sell. And you have a really good risk reward location at the 50, right? When we're above 100, I consider us in a bubble. You notice that every time that it gets up above 100, it doesn't always go to 150, but very often it goes to 150. But then once it gets there, it comes back down, right? So where are we right now? We're at 125, 126 or so. So that says to me that Bitcoin is still in a bubble. Ergo, there are more people in cryptocurrencies that need to sell and take a profit than there are people in cryptocurrencies that are out and waiting to buy. This is happening because so many of the people are like you, Remco, that think, oh, cryptocurrencies is bottoming and I need to get in now. So you're all already long and you're going to get washed out. Now you can laugh, but I've been right about this now 5 fucking times in a row. The indicator is extremely effective. Now, of course, it's not always going to be right forever, right? It's not always going to be right forever. But you have something that has a very, very high historical probability. So, I'd be careful. Huge bounce off the 1,000 moving average. Goodbye, Uzi. Well, I mean, if you had bought that 23 half you were talking about earlier, you would be getting at least a tick. But it's that 24 half and that 25 there with 8,000 on it. I'm just like, what? How are you ever going to get through that? Just by Bitcoin with a stop at 0, you'll be fine. Well, yeah. I mean, honestly. So I am looking for a cryptocurrency market bottom. It's just that it appears, based off of my valuation, that it's probably somewhere closer to Bitcoin 1,500. And I'm a little concerned because it appears to me that what is happening is there's starting to be a decoupling between Bitcoin price and value. So before, you could actually look at the transactions and you could see if Bitcoin was overbought or oversold based off of the transactions that were happening. But now there's so many people just looking to buy into this that it's like it's in a perpetual bubble now. And maybe it never gets down to that 50 level. And you could see another pump, but then, like it always dies super fast. But this could be the disbelief false for the bears, that many waiting for the bottom, eventually FOMOing in at the top. Well, I'm just saying, obviously not every run happens when you get to that 50 level, right? That 50 level is just like maximum risk reward. And then conversely, 150 is like maximum risk. Okay, they traded up through 24 half there and it did not trade 8,000. So that's a little suspicious. The E-mini would not have filled where my other order was. But I was able to get 100, right? See, all these were 50s. That one was 2, so it was a 50. But then I did get a 100. So I did finally get my target once. And there was a couple of them that were close. This one was close. And so I think that I need to limit it by time frame. Like only take them that dead time period. So that's what I'm going to try tomorrow. And I'm going to take one during the dead time period. Tons of volume, nice trap to push lots of shorts out of their position, and chart technical situation for nice push north with a stop loss of 2 to 3 ticks. I think it's quite good. Okay, they bought through the 9K, 5,000 traded there, but it did go. They're holding a bid and absorbing. They might go for a new high there. They might. Well, they're backing off of it. I did kind of say there's a possibility that they might go for a new high and make it, but that you could potentially buy it there for to be on the range just because it'd been there for so long. Oh, you know what? It was actually an 11 tick to support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess I should have bought it at 23.5. But I was talking. It was probably better that way, because to get out with my treasury trades with 93.75 is pretty good. I can be happy with that. Do you know what a death cross and a golden cross means? Yeah, so death cross has to do with the 50 and the 100 moving averages, I believe it is, crossing, right? Here's the thing, though. With a nice bullish flag, yeah. So here's the thing. I remember I used to watch CNBC all the time, and they always talk about that indicator, right? And ever since I started hearing CNBC talk about that death cross and everything like that, it's been wrong. like the best times to buy the S&P 500 in the past 10 years have been when that death cross said to sell. That's the way it is, though, right? Like anything that's super widely followed is you gotta be cautious about, right? You know, I was thinking about this the other day because there was a tweet from a Zero Hedge, and they were talking about some fund. They were saying, oh, you know, we have a long bias on bonds because of, a softening stance from the Federal Reserve. And we believe that we will continue to have a long bias going into Q3 of this year. Something of that nature, right? And I was like, I bet you that long, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I was saying, hey, I bet you that number that came out on Friday where personal income month over month was the highest that it's been in, 10 years, probably make them a little bit nervous. Yeah. It seems to me like some of these large funds, they'll take a position and then they'll have made a little bit of money in the position. And people do this in chat too, right? And then they'll be like, hey, I bought it here and I made a little bit of money on it. And I think that maybe it could go further, right? And when I've seen that happen, it'll be like there will be another push and then it reverses. So it's almost like you get the public to buy in and that fund exits their trade. And y'all just bought into their trick. Depends on which death cross most pros look at. Yeah. Any time that you see death cross on CNBC, I would give it a little bit of time to go down a bit and then buy it. Litecoin and did you buy me? Yeah, I don't know about Litecoin in particular. Yeah. Here's the thing, Remco, is that people don't buy things based on, some bizarre calculation. You get what I mean? I'm rooting for you, Digital Shot. I wouldn't mind seeing a new high. But if you got it at 23F, that was a good trade. You might as, you could, if there's an iceberg at 25, I would definitely take it. But they might tick up and you see a bunch of, let's see if they do a level break again. 25. Yeah, you're making huge gains now. And then as soon as we buy it, it's going to go down. Yeah. The pros are not looking at death crosses. Well, I don't. Let's rephrase that a little bit. Smash the bits. I mean, I think that pros are aware of these things. Okay, like if there's a death cross, they know about it for sure. For sure, they know about it, right? I mean, how can you not know it? So they plaster it all over CNBC every time that it happens on the S&P 500. They know about it. Okay, but they're not making trades based on it. They're definitely not making trades based on it. You know how the real pros make money in the market? I will explain to you. And they sit there and they have a little window like this one. Where's my, did I close? I better not have closed. Oh, is right here. Okay. So like these little, you can't see them. They're over here. Okay. These tapes. Okay. They have a tape like this. Okay. But instead of this tape showing them what's going to the market, these are, somebody bought 302. Okay. Right. That's a tape. But instead of it showing, what's happening on the CME exchange, they have a tape of orders coming in from their clients that they have to fill. So they know that some client just came in and wants to buy a ton of treasuries, like 10,000 treasuries. And they say, okay, I need to get 10,000 treasuries at this price or below to make money. So then he can do whatever he's got to do to try and get filled at those particular prices. And that's how they make money. Right? Now, they have a volume profile up, they have a DOM up, they have a chart up. They know what support and resistance is and what the key technical levels for the day that they've been given over the squawk and things like that. But that's not what is directing their entries and exits. What's directing their entries and exits is client orders. And that's how they make money. That's how real pros make money, right? So what's the point? You see some technical pattern on the chart. I mean, there can be reasons for that. That can be a reason to buy, but generally speaking, there is so much money sitting out there, especially in Bitcoin. And this is really the thing with Bitcoin. There is so much money sitting out there. If I decided that I just wanted to crash the cryptocurrency market and I had enough money, I could come in and do it. And it doesn't matter what your technical pattern says, death cross or whatever nonsense you've got on your chart. It's so easy for somebody to break that. So why would you be taking a trade based off of that sort of a thing? Anything that you find that has a historical probability, there's a good chance in the cryptocurrency market that, especially if you're using moving average, a good chance that everybody else is seeing that too, and that somebody's going to just come out and prey on you, You still in it, digital? So I thought that was a good trade, but I don't like what happened there at 24.5. That's why you never go all in. Well, yeah, that's for sure. Well, this is why I'm saying in cryptocurrencies, to make like day trading cryptocurrencies is a crapshoot. Like, it's great when it's in a bull market because it just goes up, and you can day trade it like that. But it is so random. It is so random because big people can come in and just move it anyway. There's no real edge in that. I don't know of any edge. I've never met anybody that has a consistent edge in both bull markets and bear markets in the cryptocurrency market from day trading it. Okay. Swing trading, even, you still got the same thing. There's enough that they can move it up and down and they can do all sorts of crazy stuff. Right. But long term, you can. Right. Long term, you can get an idea of when people are like when Bitcoin is super overbought or super oversold. We called the top here. Easy. I mean, I always put, like the proper, well, anything can happen, but my statistics say that the probability is that we're going to move down, right? But we called it almost exactly. Yeah, okay. There are different types of players and different prices for sure. I mean, there are professional market makers, right? If I go think like you, I will get afraid to ever take a risk. Well, you're taking a risk still, right? We don't know if there's going to be another crypto bull market. Quite frankly, what Bitcoin core team has done to the cryptocurrency has essentially crippled it and has made it so that it is impossible now for retailers to really effectively use it. That is a lot there at 23.5 and making a higher low. I wonder if there might be another reverberation in this, but I'm not going to be able to wait. I have to go in a minute. Anyways, let's post my chart. Anyways, Bitcoin is honestly critically damaged, and so it might take a really long time for there to be another crypto bull market, and I'm really not sure that bull market is going to come in Bitcoin because there's just no fundamental reason to be buying it because it cannot do what it set out to do, and everybody knows it except for the people that have been bought into this insane idea that something can hold its value just because it can be a store of value just because we said it's a store of value. Bullshit. People have to use it for that to happen. So might be a long time. I don't think that we're done yet. TC Pivx. So I'll give you one here. You're probably going to hate this one too. Hold on. Oh, I closed it already. Yeah. Verge. Verge is in the similar spot to where it was before that last big pump that happened. Remember this thing? Look at where it is, and it's in a similar price location as well. That one might be worth taking. Okay, gotta type here. Vigil shot got out at 23. Dude. Yeah, I think that when there was a couple of really, let me rephrase. When you've got a good trade and it's going and you start seeing really big orders, I think you got to think about getting out, especially if you're seeing like bids getting really strong and pumping it and stuff like that. That to me is almost always like a short continuation and the big guys get out, So probably would have wanted to get out at 25, but there's no shame. It was still a good trade. Just didn't quite work out for you. Sorry. Ding, ding, ding. Anyways, why are you not a millionaire yet? Do you not trust your indicators in Bitcoin? Yeah, so totally do, but I only have so much money. Keep in mind, I've made like a little over $1,000 off of Bitcoin in a bear market, mind you, in what has been a bear market, without actually having to put any real money in it, just mining the coins. So I think that's pretty good. But obviously, I wish that I had discovered this 3 years ago, so that I could have taken it and caught the whole thing and put $1,000 into it and made, could have made way more than that. And I hope that that it gives us a good buy location and that there's another crypto bull market so that we can become a millionaire. But as it stands right now, we just have to be patient. Anyways, I mean, I make the charts available to the public a week afterwards. So check the link in the video description for the Patreon, and you can look at the historical performance of it for yourself. All right, I will catch you guys tomorrow. I did good on my regular trading. My trading in the E-mini is awful, and I wanted to just catch 1/8 ticker, and that was hard. So I'm going to need to look at that a little bit and figure out where it's actually safe to take. But that one is totally a work in progress, right? I'll catch you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, stay profitable.